English 101, we have made it to the halfway point in our semester, week number 8. So first, give yourself a pat on the back, and then let's get started with this week's activities. All right, so here we are, as always, in our Bright Space page. Just a reminder, every week you have your discussion board. So, course tools, discussions, and here you'll see week 8. Week 8 is all about reinforcing the idea of what happens in conclusions. It's going to ask you to post a conclusion that you've written for the class this semester. You have a couple of options. You have a conclusion if you wrote it or participated in writing it for your group project, as well as your conclusion that you should have written for your first paper. Pop it in here. If it's not yet 250 words, add to it so we can get some feedback on those. Also, just as a review, in Brightspace, content. If you hit that link, it'll take you to the links for all of our Google information. So I'm going to hit the one that says course information, start here. And I have the link to both our calendar and our Google Class Space. When you go to our Google Class Space, again, this is just our midterm review, all of your materials are here to access. The only thing that we do in Brightspace is turn things in. So this week, we're going to our calendar, which is where I tell you should always start, right? The current week is at the top. So we are moving on to our E3 assignment today. So you want to read that overview in our assignment. So for E3, we have the same idea of picking a community. You can continue to work with the community that you've previously worked in E1 or E2, or you can pick a new community that you're a member of. Completely up to you. After you identify that community, you also need to think of the mode. Do you want to write an essay, a letter, or article? Tell me that. Target audience, who are you writing to? And then the content, right? The content here tells you to look for an element of your community that is a problem. It's not as good as it could be. It's an area that has an opportunity for improvement. So yeah, this is a point where we get to be critical, maybe even complain, get something off our chest. But our action, our purpose here is, how do we fix it? What should we do about it? What is your suggestion? So for E3, you can choose to work by yourself. And I know some of you are like, ooh, don't want to do any more groups. Others of you had an awesome group experience, so there might be a partner or a group that you want to work with. And so those are all the decisions that you need to make before you start your pre-writing for this particular assignment. Going back to our calendar, you'll see the second thing that I'm asking you to do this week is E3 planning. I want to know what your plans are. Again, all those decisions that you need to make before you actually start pre-writing and drafting. So there's a link here to our planning document. We've done one of these before, so it shouldn't be that complicated. You are going to pick a free line, any free line you want to. Start with your name and your section number over here. Tell us the community that you're working with for your E3 assignment, your target audience, your mode, and then tell us in a sentence too, what's the deal? What's the area for improvement? What's the problem, right? And then your proposed action and whether you'll be working by yourself, with a partner, or in a group. I want everything in your line filled out by Monday so that I can review those. All right, back to the calendar. Beyond that, the only other thing that you should be doing this week is your discussion board. So again, starting E3, making sure you're posting in the doc, finishing your discussion board, and that's it for this week, week 8 of the semester. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please email me. Last thing, it is the midterm week. You can expect that your grades will be updated at the end of this week. So be looking for all of your E1 grades, your discussion board grades, so that you know kind of where you stand in the class at this snapshot in time. And that's it. Have a good day.